D&D Beyond now fits in the palm of your hand with the free D&D Beyond app. It's the perfect tool set for beginners, regular players, and seasoned dungeon masters. Play faster with the guided character creator and access your character sheets, spells, and abilities wherever you go. All of your adventures and source books are at your fingertips, even when you're offline. Easily find and access the rules you need when you need them. With more features to come, download the free D&D Beyond app today.
Hello world, welcome back to another dev update. I'm Joe Starr. I'm the content boy here at D&D Beyond. I am joined by a person much more important than me, our community manager, Mellie Doucette. Mellie, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Joe. I'm doing pretty good. I'm still kind of reeling from the creeps of last night, but otherwise I'm doing pretty good.
You had a night of creeps?
I had a
very
night of
retro
creeps.
horror
I
of you.
mean, they're your fault, because we played, the first bit of House of Lament yesterday on Twitch, and I was kind of full of dread a little bit. So that was fun.
Thank you for clearing up. Why you having a night full of creeps was my fault, because it started to sound weird, and I'm just glad that we got that cleared up.
Yes. Not creeps the noun, creeps the adjective.
Creeps the adjective. Well, hey guys. Speaking of creeps, it's early. I got nothing. Today we've got a cool show today. We're going to walk through the timeline a little bit. Got some new stuff added there that we're going to get into just a little bit. And also, hey, Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft is finally out this week. So we're actually going to bring on Elliot Spilk, who is our content manager in charge of the compendium and the giant tome of words that is the library of D&D Beyond. We're going to talk to him a little bit about how he done did that. First, on the timeline, again, Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft is out. It's available. You can pick it up on the D&D Beyond Marketplace. It's a fantastic book. I love it. There's just so much. There's just tons of like cool little nuance, like stress and fear, that you can drop in to your games that I really dig, even if you're not fully planning on taking a plunge into the domains of dread. I'm going to ask you for some of your favorite pieces, Mellie, to cue them up in your head. But one of my favorite parts that I actually want to just be able to introduce into normal games is this the aspect of survivor characters, so that if you want to just be able to like play a game with a normie. Not everybody's a warlock, right? Sometimes a dude's just a baker, and you want to throw him into a crazy situation and see what happens. I really like that idea. And like, I want that guy to have a descent into Avernus. I want to throw a baker into Icewind Dale and just kind of see what happens. I think it's a super fun concept.
Yeah, I think that we both have very similar parties of people that we play with and that we run games for, where they want to adopt everybody. So survivors, where it's just like, this person's not really like necessarily useful, but they sure are with the party now, and this is who they are, and it's great. I love just the breakdown of just all of the different genres, and there's tons of like tables of ideas that some of them are just like, wow, they really went for just super gross or super weird on them, and I love it. It makes me so happy. And then the other thing that I love, apart from that, is there are so many monsters in here that are really cool and really inventive. And whether you're gonna like run a Ravenloft game or you're just looking for some cool new monsters to throw at your players, like there's really cool new constructs. There's some very interesting new plants, and there's not a lot of plant creatures, and I love them. I throw them into all of my games, so I was very excited to see some cool plants.
And that's why we call you our very own Ellie Sattler. Again, Van Richten's, pick it up. It's super great. Really digging it. The D&D Beyond Consolidated App, also available for download. They've done like a wave of bug updates and stuff like that. So there's little fixes happening to it all the time. Make sure that you download that, check it out, see what there is to see, plink around in there. It's just a really solid piece of technology, man. We think it's worth picking up. Streams. We got a few of them. This week, if you missed it, both parts of the VOD are up right now. Amy, actually in Chapter 2 of Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, you can create your own custom domain of dread. They have like a little walkthrough of how to do it. And Amy actually had a little 2/3 of the Wednesday Club reunion with Taliesin from Critical Role. that didn't need specification. There was only one Taliesin, and especially when it comes to talking about D&D, and he is Taliesin, the Dark Lord himself. They actually went through the process and created a Domain of Dread from scratch. So both of those VODs are up on our YouTube right now. It's super, super cool. We also wrote up in the same style and format as they do the Domains of Dread in the book. We actually, our own Michael Galvis, actually wrote it up. So that's available on dndbeyond.com. I saw a lot of people in the comments that were like, when will this go up on DM's Guild and stuff like that? I'll do one better. It's just up on our website, and it's just there. It's free. So check it out. It's super, super cool. Let's see here. Also today at noon, Amy's going to be talking with Wes Snyder, who was the project lead on Van Richten's guide to Ravenloft, asking him all sorts of cool questions. So that's going to be super fun. We've been trying to pay attention to questions that I feel like the community's had with the book. So I'm excited to try to get his insight on some of those. You know, the choice to not include stat blocks for the Dark Lord, stuff like that. I have my own thoughts as to why they did that and why I think it works, but I'm really curious to hear from him as well. And then next week, Dan Dillon and Amanda Harmon. It's going to be really, really cool. No, you're absolutely right. And then next week, Dan Dillon and Amanda Harmon, who are also writers on the book, will be joining Amy for a little more deep dive into some of the domains, monster design, and then we're going to be chatting with everybody about their road to game design. So if you've got any questions on the job and career path side of this, we're going to be asking them. Also, we just started playing House of Lament last night. That's the adventure in Van Richten's guide. We did our first episode on Twitch, myself DMing. Mellie's in there with me, Michael and Amy. It was super, super fun. I think you guys had fun. I think you guys had a good time. I hope you did.
I had a great time, just talking for myself.
Okay. Good. Well, okay. Well, I got 1 out of 3. That ain't bad. We're going to be doing 3 more episodes of that. Those are only on Twitch, so make sure that you guys are checking those out. We're doing those Wednesdays at 4:00 Pacific time. Because that's where I am.
Yeah, and if you missed it, the Twitch VODs are already available. You can already go and check it out. I mean, maybe wait till after this show's done, but then you can go check it out, and it's pretty fun, pretty delightful. Joe is very good at getting the creepy in there, and then giving us a little bit of relief with a little laugh here and there. And also, you just have to see his Van Richten is absolutely delightful.
Oh, thank you. I did cue Mellie up to say that before the show started. I can't take too much credit for my Van Richten.
Yeah, I get my inspiration right?
I was like, I'm feeling pretty insecure about my Van Richten, and then just stared at her until she was like, okay. But yeah, I love this adventure. I love this book. It might be surprising to people because I'm sort of weird and goofy, but horror games are my favorite thing to run. So super fun for me. So I'm having a great time. Hope you guys are too. Appreciate you watching. And then finally on the now part of the coming soon, I got rid of soon, and soonish. I'm just trying to listen to feedback from you guys. It seemed like a lot of people were like, this is taking the piss out of the dev update. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to take the piss. So it's now in progress, and then just year goals. But also available now, the Draconic Lineages UA is live. We told you guys that as soon as it would be up, we would be screaming it to the mountaintops, shouting it in the sky. So consider this me shouting into the sky, just the Lieutenant Dan style, when he's on the boat and Forrest Gump and the storm is happening and he's yelling at God. That's me right now yelling to you guys that Draconic Lineages are live. That's the races, that's the feats, that's the spells, that's that sweet little kobold. It's all available. In progress, we have a spell management update for iOS on the app on its way. Also coming up, this is actually really cool, and we're going to do a proper demo with this in the coming weeks, but dice targeting is coming for the game log, which is actually pretty cool. What dice targeting is going to allow for is it's going to allow users to choose when they would like to share their rolls with others. So it's going to give you the option to secretly send a roll only to the DM. without the rest of the table knowing about it. If you ever got to do those little secret side rolls, stuff like that. So we're super excited about this. So there's a couple of different options and ways for this to work. You can roll dice just to yourself. If you're just testing out dice rolls and you don't want to annoy your table, you can just send them to yourself so that only you are seeing them. Or just as a player, if there are ever times you don't want everyone to see what you roll, depending on your table's play style, you can do that as well. You can, again, send dice to the DM, which is super cool. Sorry, yes, Mellie.
Yeah, this is for DMs too, right?
Yes. So DMs have their own style of play. Some, like our special guest who's coming up here shortly, rolls everything publicly in front of everyone just to keep everyone on the up and up and keep everybody level and trusting and fair. And so this will allow Elliot to play how Elliot plays. So a lot of really cool options coming up with dice targeting. Again, we'll demo that properly when it's a little closer to launch. And then finally, next month is June. Months happen. We're in 1 month, and then next month another month's going to happen. And with another month means another wave of perks, some cool stuff coming your all's way. So we will keep you in the loop about all of that. And then, of course, still working on the character sheet backlog, still building out the feature system. And as updates come on that stuff, we will have devs on to chat with you guys about that. And then, as you can see from the dice targeting update to the game log, we are continuing this integration of our shared play space so that your character sheet, the combat tracker, the encounter builder, the game log, dice rolling, all of these things are combining into, really trying to build out a virtual table just as cleanly as we can to really replicate the space so that, again, sort of like Ant and Dave have both said on the show, the tool set vanishes, right? So that you're just playing D&D with your friends and not using the tool set to play D&D with your friends is really the goal. And I think dice targeting is going to be a really big part of that. But again, let's sing it to the mountains. Big headline today, Draconic Lineages are out.
D&D Beyond now fits in the palm of your hand with the free D&D Beyond app. It's the perfect tool set for beginners, regular players, and seasoned dungeon masters. Play faster with the guided character creator and access your character sheets, spells, and abilities wherever you go. All of your adventures and source books are at your fingertips, even when you're offline. Easily find and access the rules you need when you need them. With more features to come, download the free D&D Beyond app today.